Hello viewers, I'm Advocate here. I work from Lexis and Company. Today we're going to talk about the Domestic Violence Act. So starting from the introduction part, women from the largest group of victims of domestic violence since time immemorial, and violence against women still continue even in the 21st century. Women from every social background, irrespective of their age, religion, caste or class, fall victim to domestic violence. However, domestic violence is not just limited to women, men, children and elderly people can also be victims of it. Domestic violence occurs at all levels of society and in all population groups. In India, 30% of women have experienced domestic violence at least once from the age of 15, and around 4% of pregnant women have even experienced spousal violence during pregnancy. Domestic violence. The offense of domestic violence is committed by someone in the victim's domestic circle. It includes family members, relatives, etc. The term domestic violence is often used when there is a close cohabitating relationship between the offender and the victim. The various forms of domestic violence include senior abuse, child abuse, honor-based abuse such as honor killing, female genital mutilation, and all forms of abuse by an intimate partner. In the 21st century, various steps are incorporated to address the social issue of domestic violence. Governments all across the globe have taken proactive measures to eradicate domestic violence. Furthermore, the media, politicians, and campaigning groups have aided people to acknowledge domestic violence as a social evil. In India, domestic violence is governed by the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, and it is defined under Section 3, which states that any act, commission, omission, or conduct of a person harms or injuries or endangers the health or safety of an individual, whether mentally or physically, it amounts to domestic violence. It further includes any harm, harassment, or injury caused to an individual or any person related to the individual to meet any unlawful demand would also amount to domestic violence. Now, objective of Domestic Violence Act 2005. The objective of the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 is to serve the following purposes. Number 1, to identify and determine that every act of domestic violence is unlawful and punishable by law. To provide protection to victims of domestic violence in the cases such acts occur. To serve justice in a timely, cost-effective and convenient manner to the aggrieved person, to prevent the commission of domestic violence and to take adequate steps if such violence occurs, to implement sufficient programs and agendas for the victims of domestic violence and to guarantee the recovery of such victims, to create awareness among the people about domestic violence, to enforce harsh punishment and must hold the culprits accountable for committing such heinous acts of violence, to lay down the law and govern in accordance with the international standards for the prevention of domestic violence. I hope you are pretty much clear with the Domestic Violence Act 2005, and if not so, then do let me know in the comment section. I will see you guys super soon in my next video with some other legal topic. Till then, take care of yourself.